Joining me now is the aforementioned Jeremy Gruber, the Senior Vice President for Open Primaries. Seth Maskett is a political science professor and director for the Center on American Politics at the University of Denver. Last month, he testified against the idea of open primaries in New York City.
I tend to believe that Republicans should not be picking Democratic nominees. Democrats should not be picking Republican nominees. Those decisions are made internally by a party. A primary election is very different from a general election. General elections are where we actually choose our elected officials. A primary election is where a party decides who is going to be on that ballot. And that's a decision that should be made by party members.
Primaries are really not that different from the general election, despite what he says. Primaries are taxpayer-funded, government-administered elections. When you as a voter go into the primary to vote, your experience is exactly the same as the general election. You see the same poll workers, you vote on the same government-owned machines. The whole thing is administered by the Secretary of State. The only difference between a primary and a general election is who gets to participate. And despite the fact that officially candidates are elected in the general election, in most cases, candidates are actually elected in our primary elections, where less than 10% are competitive and half are uncontested. Whoever wins the primary in most races wins the general election. These are the most meaningful elections in our country. This is a voting rights issue. I'm an American citizen. I'm a registered voter. The highest good in our country is the right to vote, period. Nothing else comes close. Ever since women's suffrage through the civil rights arena, there have always been arguments claiming that there's a problem, there's a concern, there's an issue with a particular group having the right to vote. Those folks have always been on the wrong side of history because there is no reason why an American citizen shouldn't be able to vote in a public election.